Hi everybody, this is Cheryl and welcome to Tipsy Tuesday. This week we are going to talk about paper towel rolls. Now, some of these things you can also use toilet paper rolls, but some of these work better with paper towel rolls. Now, you can also use the rolls that you find in aluminum foil, and some of them actually work better with aluminum foil, and we'll get to all that. All right, so my first one for paper towel rolls is an attachment for your vacuum cleaner hose. Now, sometimes you need that hose just be a little bit longer or maybe a little flatter. Some of them have the flat attachment that comes with it, but your hose just isn't quite long enough. What you can do is you can attach this to the hose. Now, some of them will slide inside the hose, some of them will slide on top of the hose. It depends on how big around your hose is. However it attaches, whether it's flat up against it or whatever, just tape it up with some masking tape or something. Now, for tight places like under your refrigerator, you can flatten this, and then it will reach under there a little bit closer. So that can be an extra extension for your vacuum cleaner hose. Okay, so you've seen the perfectly little round cookies. A good way to get those is take your tube and cut it lengthwise. Open it up and line the inside of it with either saran wrap, the plastic wrap, or wax paper, and then fill that up with cookie dough, and make sure it's packed in there really good and solid. Close it back up, kind of tape it closed, and then wrap the whole thing with either saran wrap or plastic wrap or wax paper, and refrigerate it minimum of an hour, but you can refrigerate it longer. Then you just simply take the outer wrapping off, open it back up, and slice up your cookie dough, and then you have those perfectly little round cookies. All right, if you're going on a picnic and you are taking knives, you can actually use these and make homemade sheaths for your kitchen knives. You put your knife in there and just flatten it around your knife. And if you need to cut them shorter, or you can use toilet paper rolls for shorter knives, like paring knives or, the smaller knives. So, temporary sheaths for your kitchen knives. Also good for those of us on YouTube who mail knives. Yeah, you can use these to put the knife inside, and that will keep it from, damaging anything in the mail. Okay, another thing is, how when you hang up your pants or your skirts, if you cut these, again, cut them lengthwise, and slip this over your hanger. So, you've got the triangle part here and the hook up here, and this would go across that bottom bar. And you might have to trim down, for it to fit on your hanger. But you put this, just cut it open and slip it over that bottom rail of your hanger. And then you can hang your pants or your skirts over the top of it, or even scarves. And it will keep them from getting that crease in it from hanging on the hanger. It'll make it more smoother. Another thing you can do for storing your boots, you can put one of these inside of your boots, and it'll keep them standing upright. Okay. And a big thing, especially for Christmas, but any kind of string, rope, Christmas lights, extension cords, anything like that. Cut you a little slit at the end of it. Slip the plug part if it's a cord, or slip one end of it inside and loop part of it into that little slit that you've cut, and then just wrap it around these. Very easy storage. And with Christmas lights, you can pull that plug out, plug it in to check to see if the lights work before you have to unwrap them. You know, makes it very handy. Okay, another one. Now this one is better for foil. The rolls on foil because they're thicker and sturdier. But if you cut these into 3-inch lengths, wrap them up with foil just on the outside of them, and stack them tight against each other in a tray, you can make potting cups for starting seeds in. So if you want to start your seedlings and you don't want to go out and buy the little potting cups that you can get, you can make your own using cardboard. Now, like I said, the aluminum foil ones are better because they're thicker. But then when your seeds are ready to be planted into your garden, you simply take the foil off and plant the entire thing into the ground. Okay? Another thing is to store leftover fabric from a project. So let's say you go out and you buy the stuff you need to make a blouse and you have leftover fabric. You can take that leftover fabric, stack it up together, roll it up nice and neat, put it inside here, and then you can take and write on the outside of it what that fabric is. Now, what I like to do with mine, all you have to do is put something over the end of it and then tape it up, and that will keep it nice and solid there. But what I like to do is I like to put a piece of like plastic wrap over the top of it so I can actually see in there. And I usually would put paper on one end and plastic wrap on the other end. Now, something that's really good that Angel has started doing with hers is store knitting needles. And what you do is you flatten one end and you tape it tightly closed, and then the other end you put clear tape, like packing tape, over the top of it to make a solid, you know, make it solid. And then you poke holes that your knitting needles will fit in, and you just slide your knitting needles in there, and it will store them nice and safe. And it'll keep them from getting scratched up, and they're right there together. And it stores quite a few knitting needles. Also, they can be used to store important documents. Now, there's two different hints for this. For those parents who pick up your kids from school, you pick up your kid and it comes flying out and he's got his drawing and it's flapping in the wind, you don't want it to drop in the floorboard of the car or anything like that. So keep a few of these in your car, and when they bring home that special drawing or that special test paper, roll it up, put it inside there, and that will keep it safe until you get home. It doesn't fall on the floor and get all messed up, you know, or anything like that. Or you can store special documents or something like that in it, and you just simply write on the outside, you know, what the document is. And then you can just seal them up with plastic wrap or paper or whatever you want to seal them up with. Keep them from getting all dusty and dirty. And the last hint is these are really good for caged animals like hamsters, gerbils, guinea pigs, things like that. They love these. You put those in there, they play in them, they're dragging them all over the place. They love playing with these. And they chew them up. So you have a bonus of they chew it up, and you got bedding, extra bedding for their cages. And then when it gets just too ragged that it doesn't look good anymore, you just take it out, put it on your compost pile, and throw them in a new one. So really great for little caged animals. And that's all I have for this week. Now, the next several weeks, I'm going to be doing this kind of tips using different pieces of things or different types of things like this. And I appreciate your comments. Now, there may be some that I've already planned on doing. That's okay. Go ahead and put them in the comments. And I'll, if it is something I planned, I'll let you know. But all of your tips will be shown on our next viewers edition. And so please put your comments below. I had a ton from last week, and I was so excited. I got a whole page of tips just from that one. I actually may have to start doing my Tipsy Tuesday viewers edition more often, because you all are really doing great on putting tips out there for your, for me to view, and I appreciate that very much. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how many tips, how many tips I get. All right, you have a nice day. Talk to you soon. Bye.